and that's it, I think is interesting in itself. You know, if I was if I was in my car and I saw that coming at me, not stopping, I'd be panicked. I'll tell you that. Right now we're in the East Whittier area, maybe right at the border of La Mirada. Using that left turn lane, my money is not going to make a left turn. There he goes again. And he's just continuing on. We're moving southbound. I can tell you we've gone through Imperial Highway. I was hoping he was going to make a turn on that, but he hasn't. Just continuing on southbound out here. And you can see the other cars on the road. He's not really speeding. But he's not stopping for any kind of controlled intersection at all. He's just keeping that truck rolling. Maybe this guy, maybe the truck's going to stall. Maybe he's thinking that if he actually comes to a stop, the thing's going to stop running and he's going to get stuck. Right now, though, it's just basically a watch and see. Was a crazy pursuit earlier on. Right now, this is not a pursuit. This is not a following. As far as law enforcement is concerned, this is just another car on the road right now. He's not speeding. He's definitely, just in the time we've been talking since the chase part has come to an end, he has really, really calmed down as far as the driver goes. Right now you can see that he's on that tree-lined road. We're going to move the Sky9 around here a little bit, try to get a better shot. Coming up on Alicia right now, that's going to be the next major cross. And we're going to be on, I'm sorry, I can't get the name of the street, but he's continuing southbound right now, and I can tell you if we're going to be basically East Whittier area, and we're continuing south. Definitely. I was just talking with Tim. We're moving around out here. We're trying to get the best shot we can for you guys. But yeah, definitely. It seems like you're 100%, Sandra. If something gets in his way, that's when he starts getting a little bit crazy. He wants to keep moving. He hasn't slowed down. He's slowed down in speed, but he has never come to a complete stop. Using that left turn lane again and not making that left turn, just kind of blended. Now he's on the wrong side of the road out here as we continue on southbound. He just keeps driving. That's the thing. It seems like he is running from something. He's got to know there is no law enforcement behind him. There isn't any law enforcement behind him this afternoon. It was a full-on chase. Stolen vehicle, that's what we understand. Possibly armed. It just kind of makes you wonder. I'm wondering also right now if we are not on Beach Boulevard. I got to get, maybe somebody from the desk can get me a confirmation or a denial, but we might be on Beach Boulevard right now. We're working our way back to a major freeway. If he keeps up this direction southbound, we're going to be back onto the 5 here momentarily. We'll be in the Fullerton area, which the only reason I bring that up is they have their own police department. So if they're watching, if they're keeping an eye on this and they know where this is and they have a different take on it, they might want to try to bring this to an end. Making a turn right now back over to the west, so we're not going to be going to the 5 freeway. And we're going to continue on here, and we'll get you some streets here in just a second. And he's on the wrong side of the road once again. Hey guys, are we on the web? Is it just, have we been on the web? Oh, cool. All right, so thanks. So now we're off the formal thing, loosen the tie up, and you know, I don't have to sit up straight. I got to tell you, this is a really, really bizarre chase. There's no doubt about it. I don't, you know, I do breaking news. I leave Dave Bryant. He's the guy that does the political stuff. I stay out of that 100%. You know, this guy driving like nuts earlier on. I mean, just crazy. There's some of these where we watch him and we think to ourselves, nothing's going to happen, or this guy's just going to run out of gas, or whatever. This one I really thought was going to end in some kind of really bad crash. Wrong side of the road, big truck. This guy's obviously not in his right mind. I mean, you know, who's in your right mind stealing a car and with a gun and etc. But it was a little bit over the top for even us, you know, and we've seen a lot of these. Right now, though, he's just in a residential neighborhood. He's just kind of trolling around. Law enforcement, they've all left. And I don't say that in any kind of like, ha-ha, or what's wrong with them. You know, these are the decisions they make. We live in a very litigious society. And there's so many voices. You know, even on the internet, when we get something like this, there's so many voices. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got a reason. And I'm sure whatever your opinion is, for you, it's the right thing. And this is also, eventually it bubbles up to the top, and law enforcement, now they have this in their ear. So it's gone from the old days where get the bad guy, lock him up, to, well, we don't want anybody hurt. Well, how are we not going to get anybody hurt? Why are you so aggressive? Maybe if you weren't so aggressive. Anyway, there's all that going on. There's this huge potion of pursuit logic. So in this case, that's what's happened. Now, law enforcement, basically, after a lot of those crazy moves, is basically clean their hands of that whole situation. The helicopter's flown off, and I'm sure a lot of people are saying, what is wrong with you guys? You know, it's not for me to say. Right now, though, this guy continues to go on. Now, let me do a little media defense here. There's probably some people out there saying, well, you know, gosh, he knows your fault. No, he doesn't. Trust me. We are about 2,000 feet up. If you were standing down there on the ground, you might be able to hear the helicopter. I can tell you, inside that truck right now, radio, no radio, windows down, windows up, he is not hearing us. Is he following along on the app? Well, if he is, you know what, buddy? Just pull over. No officers are following you. No deputies are around you. Just pull over and bring this thing to an end before somebody gets hurt. But, you know, that's the thing. He hasn't stopped. He's still going. He's still rolling along. I'm trying to get on my phone right now. This area right here, Whittier, Fullerton, it gets a little difficult to get any kind of these internet signal, so I can't really follow along with you guys on Facebook. I want to. Trust me, I'd love to hear what you guys are saying or read what you guys are saying right now. Wrong side of the road again. Yeah, you know what? That's the thing also. We're on the web. We're a little bit less formal here. Let me get a little bit wider. I'm going to get you that intersection so we know where we are at here in just a moment. And again, busy intersection out here. We're Fullerton, Valley View, and Alondra. Valley View and Alondra. That's what somebody just shouted out to me, so I appreciate that. And just basically putzing on and making another turn right there. And, yep, no internet connection, so I can't follow along with you guys. I wish I could. We're going to keep an eye on the chase, that's for sure. This is one of those ones. I'd love to read. I probably will read it later on. It's like, what do you guys think? I mean, the law enforcement, they've backed off, and what should we do? I mean, obviously, if it does pop back up, if he does get into like Fullerton PD, or he gets crazy or almost crashes into a cop, you know, then obviously the chase is back on. But right now, we're just following this guy drive along out here. He's keeping up, you know, normal speeds. You got actually somebody that's going to pass him right there, which is kind of interesting. But stolen vehicle, that's what we heard. Possibly armed, that's what we heard. And the sheriff's department, they've just kind of backed off. So right now, the correct side of the road, we're just moving along. I believe we're going to have to be on Alondra because we're not anywhere near Valley View. And looking out the window, I'd say we're going eastbound right now. And just kind of moving along, where it's going to dead end into La Mirada here in a little bit. If he goes all the way to the end, there's a T intersection. It could turn into a residential, but we're going to see. We're going to keep an eye on it. And stolen vehicle right now, just kind of driving normal, but you know, making that turn right there will get you that street. Probably. Yeah, that might have been, maybe he's on Stag right now. Let me see if I can find some railroad tracks. I don't see any railroad tracks, so let's figure out where these at here in a minute. I hear my wife's voice in my head right now. Maybe if you'd close all those apps and those windows, your phone would work. I closed everything. No internet connection. You don't have to. I'm just... Oh, we have to stay above it. So where are we right now? I can tell you looking out the window, we're very close to Fullerton Airport, so we're going to be in Fullerton. He's back on the wrong side of the road right now. That's one of the reasons why we're up so high at this point also. We actually climbed, so if you think this guy can hear us, he definitely can't, because they have the traffic pattern for the aircraft and other helicopters that may be going in and out of the Fullerton area. So the Sheriff's Department making their way back over here. Maybe perhaps they decided that this guy has had his time to relax, and maybe now it's time to try to chase this guy again. Looks like we got some internet, so I'm going to open this up and see what we got going on. And it's not working. So... yeah, technically he's an OC. You know what, Jason? I like that kind of stuff, and it would be very helpful, especially in this situation. But I'm not that guy that totally relies on tech to make things work. It would be great to have, but they're very, very pricey, and that's kind of the thing. And Shelly, you know, I'm all thank you. So anyways, yeah, we get a little bit of internet. Not reading many ideas of what's going on or how they should bring this thing to an end. But this chase definitely continuing out here, definitely in the Fullerton area. I do have at least some kind of tech. I do have a little bit of a moving map. It can't pinpoint what my camera's looking at, that's for sure. But I can tell you right now that we're very, very close to the Fullerton Airport. So definitely in the Fullerton area. The truck continuing on. I got information from Timmy that the sheriff's helicopter is making his way back to this area. So perhaps we might have some better information on where this guy is. But, you know, this guy hasn't stopped. Does anybody else notice that? He just keeps on. I mean, this truck has not stopped. I didn't want to make jokes about it because, you know, we're on television. But you know, maybe if it's stolen, maybe it's one of those things like he's afraid that if it stops, the thing's going to stall and he won't be able to get it started again. I'm just, you know, throwing that out there, you know. And it just kind of keeps, no, I don't think so. Coco, I don't think so. If that was the case, he had many opportunities to crash into officers' vehicles. I don't think so. I don't think it's anything like that at all. I think this person is just... in some kind of very agitated frame of mind. He's running. There's no doubt about that. He is running. What he's running from or why he's running, that's kind of the big question. But, no, I don't think we're in Stanton. No way. Huh? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is he directly below us? Oh. All right, so he's coming up on Commonwealth. He's crossing Commonwealth, and I'm trying to figure it out. That's the thing. I'm trying to hold the shot. I believe that he's on Dale. We're on Dale Street southbound. Dale Street southbound, and he just went through Commonwealth. My pilot's also telling me that it's going to get even more fun because we're getting into the Anaheim area. In Anaheim, for anybody like me, you know, helicopter anything it's TFR. That means they're going to put us up 3,000 feet in the stratosphere. It's a hazy day out here in Southern California, actually Orange County area. So it's going to make the camera work even more difficult. Streets a little bit more difficult. Definitely on Dale, I can tell you that right now. Whitaker is going to be the next cross that we're coming up on. Southbound, regular speeds. Hey, Tim, what happened to that sheriff's helicopter? He's still inbound. We're on Dale Street southbound approaching the 5 freeway. 591 interchange is where we're going to be here in just a second. And nope, we're making a turn. We're on Auto Center Drive. We're on Auto Center Drive. Maybe he's going to trade it in. You're right. I'm sorry about that. Buena Park. I just looked down. I read that. Thank you, man. Definitely. So we're on Auto Center Drive, basically paralleling the 5 freeway, northbound on Auto Center Drive, Buena Park area, paralleling the 5 freeway, Auto Center Drive. Oh, how many times have I been behind a Prius doing that same thing? I'm joking. Anybody driving a Prius out there, I'm sure it wasn't you. Well, that Prius trying to get out of his way. That's a friendly Prius driver. What happened? Whoops. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to read what you guys are writing. Squeak. Oh man, that Jeep just lost a little value. There we go, back on the wrong side of the road. If it gets on the freeway, it'd be great, wouldn't it? What kind of truck is it? It's a GMC. Full-size GMC Sierra, probably like a 2002-ish. Darnell, this is the thing. I'm not going to get into an argument and this and that and the other thing. We are at 2,000 feet, and I haven't seen him look out the window yet, and I don't think that he can hear or see us. And another dead end. First time I've seen the truck stop. Oh, wait, he was just putting in reverse. Albany. Jerry, you're right. That crazy hot mess. There we go. Yeah, I was going to say. Why didn't he just make a U-turn? Lake Elsinore. Love the Lake Elsinore. We got friends out there. Well, besides you, of course. Andrea. I have friends that I go to their house. How's that one? Yeah, this is the thing. This guy keeps on driving. Law enforcement, they're still inbound. They're in the area, as I understand it, trying to find him. I don't know how that's working right now. The freeway that we're passing over right there, that's going to be the 5 freeway. Looks like we're making a U-turn. Don't know why he couldn't pull that off earlier on instead of doing that backup thing. Just kind of trucking along, just driving here. If he gets back onto the freeway, wrong side of the road, everybody's kind of going. I'm sure he's probably getting a lot of welcoming gestures. There we go. There's some law enforcement. Probably, my guess is that's going to be Fullerton. You got the sheriff's helicopter right above him right there. So we're going to keep an ear out, see where this takes us. Back onto Auto Center Drive. Yeah, I saw him. I just said it. There's 2 of them. And basically threading the needle here. Wrong side of the road when he can, right side of the road when he can. Auto Center Drive making his way onto the wrong. Okay. Yeah, we're just back onto the major right now. I believe this is going to be Beach Boulevard. Wrong way. I thought that was the freeway. Got a little panicked right there. I mean, not that this is any kind of good. This is all bad. Basically going northbound, southbound lanes on Beach, just pushing his way through there. Fullerton PD, their idea a little bit different than the Sheriff's Department. Oh, you know what? This may be Sheriff's. Those are both Sheriff's vehicles. The second one's definitely a Sheriff's vehicle. Working his way back out there. Now he's with traffic, weaving in and out, cutting people off. At least the law enforcement there right now. I'm going to see if we can pick this back up on the scanner. Working his way back onto, that's not going to be Auto Center Drive. We'll get you that street here in just, that is, it's Auto Center Drive, back on the wrong side of the road. So he's been in this area a couple times already. I'm sure he's not going to make that mistake about the wrong, the dead-end road. Stolen vehicle, possibly armed, making these hard turns right there, coming around, big U-turn. Sheriff's Department, 2 vehicles right there behind him. The helicopter overhead. Now is his opportunity to get onto the 5 freeway. At least he's getting on the right direction. And when I say the right direction, meaning not opposing traffic. So it looks like definitely going to be getting onto the northbound 5 freeway. Good choice. Good choice, bad choice. Don't really know. 50, 60 miles an hour, picking up speed. Just got back on northbound 5 freeway, Buena Park area from Auto Center Drive. Now it is a pursuit again. At least that's for sure. This guy using the emergency lane for sure, and extremely high speeds. Now those officers right behind him there, they are doing what they have to do to keep up with this guy. Looks like we're going to get back off the freeway. Hang on. Artesia. You were off at Artesia and on established on Artesia Boulevard. Now, I'm sorry, the pauses are I'm listening to something else. Coming up to another red light, kind of boxed in. This is the first time I've seen, oh, he's putting it in reverse. This is not good. This is not good. If he keeps doing that, there he goes. He just had to find a little opening there, trying to push his way through. Law enforcement, these are deputies, sheriff's deputies, right behind him, wrong side of the road on Artesia, is getting established onto another major. Southbound on Knott from Artesia. You can see him just not really doing those crazy 80-mile-an-hour moves that we saw earlier on, but definitely picking up speed out here. It is definitely a pursuit once again. Deputies are behind him. Don't know exactly which division. Copy all. I need some water. You want it? I got it. Dripping like water. You want it? I got it. Dripping like water. So definitely the Buena Park area. Would he? Could he? Should he pit him? Yeah, he should. Copy all. Put on your serious face. Sandra. Oh, whoa! Just going through Orenthorpe. Yeah. No, he's on surface streets. We're going to be basically southbound on Knott Avenue, Buena Park area. Orensthorpe was the last major. That freeway we just saw, you actually went under it, that was the 91. Sheriff's Department, they brought their helicopter back. They were watching it for a little bit. They got some of their units behind it. And I say some, there's 2 right there. That's going to be the black and white, but there's also an unmarked one right behind them right there. Those are the Ford Explorers. Sheriff's Department, that seems to be their vehicle of choice. Great truck for what they use it for. There's no doubt about it. Now, this suspect, he has been driving very erratically. But right when the pursuit started up again, he was pulling all those old tricks out of his hat, cutting in and out, basically pushing his way through, wrong side of the road, high speeds, U-turns, backing into the officers. Right there, going across the median. We're still on Knott. Going oncoming traffic. Looks like we're... Well, westbound on La Palma. So we're going to be in the Buena Park area. Take a look at the officers. They are keeping up with him this afternoon. They basically made that same maneuver that this guy was doing when it was safe, lights and sirens. Right now, though, this truck moving at a little bit faster than a little bit faster than surface street speeds. So he's probably going about 50, maybe, let's just call it 50 right now. Deputies, they have re-engaged the pursuit. This earlier on, he was doing 80. But look what he's doing right now. center divider, wrong side of the road, going across that median. Very dangerous for the public. They did. They gave him that opportunity. When I say they, I'm talking about the Sheriff's Department deputies. They basically said, we're done. This guy's too crazy. It's too much of a danger. We're backing off. Let this guy just calm down and whatever. He didn't. He just kept on going, kept going the wrong side of the road, kept making these maneuvers. They've basically brought the pursuit back on. They're worried about public safety. This is a stolen vehicle. Driver, possibly armed. Right now, we're working our way out of the Buena Park area, still in Buena Park, but working our way westbound. Deputies from the Sheriff's Department right behind him, and a helicopter over above. Well, definitely they were probably keeping an eye on what was going on. We just saw an attempt at a spike strip there on La Palma. He just made a southbound turn. I believe it's going to be on Walker. We'll get the correct street here in just a moment, if it's not Walker. Made a southbound turn, but deputies are out there with spike strips trying to throw some down as he was on the wrong side of the road again. His speed's definitely picking up out here this afternoon. Stolen vehicle. Southbound on Walker, wrong side of the road, high speeds. The deputies are they're saying this very clearly. They're trying to make this very well known. Making another westbound turn out there, possibly on Crescent. Still I believe we're probably, if we're not, we're just going to be on the border of the Buena Park area. Sky 9 moving around. Sorry about that move, guys. Basically, we're making a spin there, but we're basically on Crescent right now, making that move wrong side of the road. Deputies still in pursuit, lights and sirens. So that, at least that's a plus. At least they're going to be giving the public, the people out there, at least a heads up that something's coming around. Usually when you hear those sirens, you'll start looking around. Running another red light right there, using that center lane. Stolen vehicle, extremely dangerous for the public this afternoon. Streets not packed, but definitely crowded. We're in the La Palma area, and we're staying on Crescent westbound. Juan, it seems like people are hearing those lights and sirens. Every now and then, you'll see cars pulled over to the side of the road. So that lets you know that the people, there's some right there as well. They're hearing the light, they're hearing the sirens and doing what they're supposed to. And then, but this chase is yeah, and that was a bus. So you got to wonder. I mean, what kind of people were on that bus right there? It seems that maybe one of those elderly transports. Luckily, it seems like no contact was made, but shows you how dangerous this is. He has not stopped for any type of controlled intersection at all. Another red light right there. You can see him wrong side of the road, basically passing the vehicles that are going the correct way, but not even trying to blend back in. Going to get a little bit wider because I got to wonder where there they are, the deputies. You got to hand it to those guys. And there you go, another deputy out there basically controlling that intersection, warning the public. That's about the only thing they can do right now to keep the public safe. That being their greatest concern. Second, and a big one, get this guy into custody. Wrong side of the road, making a hard turn. And I understand we're on North Boulevard. We'll get the street here. And just spinning underneath Sky 9 again this afternoon. Hope everybody's taking their Dramamine. But it gives you an idea what the Sheriff's Department, because they're basically orbiting over this thing at a very low altitude. So that's basically what the observer. You got a helicopter pilot, and then you have an observer. That's what the observer's looking at this entire time. He's following this guy, and then of course keeping an eye on it. There's hearing about a bunch of cars coming up right now. I just heard the Sheriff's Department call that out. There's another solid red, a lot of cars in the intersection, making that turn, blending back in. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another one. You know, the way this has been going, I don't think they will. You got the officers right now, one of them basically following right behind them. That was Carson, so we're making a turn, a southbound turn off of Carson right there. This is back into a residential neighborhood, but a busy residential neighborhood right there. You can see a lot of cars in this neighborhood basically making another turn right there, and the units that were basically trying to intercept now coming up on them. Very, very dangerous situation. Another solid red as we're working our way through the intersection. But deputies are back westbound on Carson, so this is where he was earlier on. But it just shows you how many officers are involved. And right now, yes, they're involved in the pursuit. Are they right behind him? No. This is a very coordinated effort. A lot of these deputies are right out there basically controlling traffic, trying to warn the public that this lunatic, this person behind the wheel is going to be in the area and driving the wrong way, high speeds. And right now you can kind of see him still on Carson. We're going to be in the La Palma area. Whoa, 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 check that out. And I understand we're transitioning to Channel 2 right now, and this pursuit continuing. A lot of traffic, a lot of crazy maneuvers this afternoon. Whoa! Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. There was definitely some paint swap going on there. And, you know, luckily that's all. This truck, very, very heavy, and it's moving extremely, extremely fast. Sheriff's Department right behind him again. You know, this person, obviously no concern for any type of life or limb. And he has been driving so dangerously. Westbound Carson Street. And you can see him wrong side of the road, weaving right now. Almost looks like he's like weaving for some of these cars. Deputies, they're right behind him. There, of course, there's a helicopter from the Sheriff's Department as well. Another major intersection coming up here in just a moment. I'm hearing them talk about traffic in an intersection, so you got to wonder if these people have any idea this is coming. They just went right through it. At least he got back on the right side of the road. Look at the number of people on the sidewalks. Also, you know, they're out there. They might be hearing this coming. It might be something to see, but it's also so dangerous. We've seen this guy up on the sidewalks, driving across the center dividers and across parking lots. So this guy doesn't seem to care. 55. He's coming up to a lot of traffic on another red light. We're going to stay a little bit wider, but you can see westbound Carson in the Lakewood area right now. A lot of traffic. Looks like he's choosing to go across that median. You can see that sheriff's vehicle right there. Oh, what a great car, that Crown Vic, just driving right across that median. Oncoming traffic, at least he's choosing to get back into the right direction of travel. A little less cars right now, but right this time of day, traffic's really starting to build, Juan and Sandra, and you've just got to worry about the public. What's going to happen? This guy desperate to get away. Deputies desperate to get this guy into custody. Okay. Yep. That's right. You know, we were on Carson. We just made a southbound turn onto Woodruff. We're in the Lakewood area. Sorry about that movement. I'm trying to read our map. We're in the Lakewood area right now. Maybe getting into the Long Beach area. Apparently, he's doing something that I can hear them talking about. We're definitely going to be in the Long Beach area right now. Southbound Woodruff. Apparently he's doing something on the driver's side. I'm trying to get Timmy's attention, my pilot this afternoon, to take a look on the driver's side. Apparently he's doing something, he's been throwing things out the driver's side. I just got that confirmed. So southbound Woodruff in the Long Beach area, but this train pursuit has been going on for quite some time. If you're seeing this for the first time, this is actually calm, what he's doing right now. Very light traffic right now, just kind of on the correct side of the road. Sheriff's Department in pursuit. Possibly armed driver. and this possibly stolen vehicle. Look at the number of deputies involved in this chase right now. And also, you've got to know there's a lot of coordination going on. The sheriff's department getting a hold of Long Beach right now, letting them know this is coming into their into their city. Looks like we're making another turn. You know, he earlier on when he did some of that off-roading, I saw those hazards come on. Don't know what that's all about. Possibly he bumped the hazard switch inside the car, but definitely the hazard's on. I don't think he's trying to help out in any way. This guy doesn't seem to care about anybody except himself this afternoon. You can see how quick this vehicle's moving. When he hits those bumps right there, getting a little bit of air, didn't get the wheels off the ground. Long Beach area, we're going to get you some street names right here. It looks like we're coming up onto another major intersection. Looks like he's getting a little bit lucky. Seems like, whoa, I was going to say looked like he had the green, but he doesn't. Looks like we're making a northbound turn right now. This is probably going to be Cherry. We'll get the name of the street for sure. Making a northbound turn, but we're very close to the Long Beach area. And you know, Long Beach PD knows that this is going on. Sheriff's Department, they're the ones that are in this chase. Looks like he might be going back on the wrong side of the road. Nope. Into another residential neighborhood. And every time, Wardlow, we're basically back onto Wardlow right now. This guy, not slowing down. We have not seen this vehicle stop ever since we've been over this chase. The closest we've seen is when he's put it into reverse, but this vehicle has never come to a stop, even when no officers from the law were behind him. You know, it's a dangerous situation for the deputies. What they're saying is that you got to throw that spike strip out in front of the vehicle. There is a little bit of safety involved. You know, there's some distance, but this guy's driving so erratically. Those deputies, they're not going to put themselves into that kind of harm's way where they're going to put themselves in front of a heavy pickup truck that's known to be driving erratically. We've been on Wardlow for a while. You just saw the sign. We just crossed Lakewood. In the Long Beach area, though, this is definitely in Long Beach. Sheriff's Department, you got that one unit getting very close. Are they going to do the pit? Well, if they do, it would be something to see, that's for sure. The Sheriff's Department usually do not use that pit maneuver. Looks like we're making another sharp turn into, I would almost say, the Long Beach airport area. I know this area pretty well. This is over by what used to be the old air flight, but this is a dead end. Either that or he's going to push his way onto some... I'm sorry, this... Yeah, no, definitely, and that's the sheriff's airship area right there. A bunch of helicopters on the ground waiting to join this type of chase. That's what I was trying to check right there. There is a way back onto the road. That's what he chose. I was very hopeful he wasn't going to make that kind of move where he was going to get onto the airport. That would have been something entirely different. Right now, though, making those crazy moves. Another spike strip in the area, but not effective. And you can see him pulling that deputy pulling that out of the way, squeezing his way back onto Lakewood Boulevard, and working his way into a lot of traffic. Southbound Lakewood, that's not correct. I'm looking out the window, but looking at go cross over the median. That's right, and I'm taking a look. You've got the light just changed, so you got a bunch of cars, but you can see the lights and sirens are effective right there. These other vehicles starting to move over. They probably hear those lights and sirens, not looking for a pickup truck going the wrong way. But we're southbound and coming back onto another major. Look at all the confusion out here. And this is where you got to worry. The civilians just driving. You got this pickup truck driving crazy, and this guy moving it so quickly. Oh my gosh, just crossing Spring. It does not. That's the reason why, probably one of the reasons why the deputies re-engaged this chase. This person not caring about anything, and we're going to stay a little bit wider right there to see where he winds up. This is going to be interesting for sure. Yeah, it's a tunnel underneath the runways right there. just going to make sure that he doesn't pop up. Now this is a tunnel, wrong side of the road. There he comes. Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried that he was going to make a collision in there. That was the runways for Long Beach Airport. So now we're continuing southbound. We're definitely going to be in downtown Long Beach here very shortly. But you can see, wrong side of the road, high speeds, Sheriff's Department still behind this vehicle. And they've got to bring this to an end. Hopefully nobody's going to get hurt, even that knucklehead behind the wheel this afternoon. Still in the Long Beach area, southbound Lakewood, he stayed on this road. Now all of a sudden we're at that big roundabout out here. Going to see which way he goes. He's got a lot of choices. Looks like he's going to westbound, and this might be Pacific Coast Highway. We're going to get that here for you in just a second. But definitely going to be going westbound, and you can see a lot more traffic. This is an area of Long Beach where the traffic gets a little bit thicker. Making a U-turn out here. Maybe he didn't seem like he didn't want to get on that street, so he's going back over to that traffic circle once again. Look at the number of deputies that are right here, and of course a lot of those are right behind him, but a lot of these will break off of that chase and basically parallel and try to get the public's attention, try to warn them what's going on. Back over to the traffic circle right now, and we're going to figure out which one he takes. But it looks like we're just going to be coming back around, and it does look like we're going to stay on PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, moving along, just going the opposite direction now. Well, it depends on the law enforcement agencies. We know LAPD does do the pit maneuver. The Sheriff's Department, let's just say if we see them do the pit, it'll be very unusual. They're going to want to bring this thing to an end any way they can at some point, especially if they feel that it gets to that point. Right now, though, the truck is basically slowed down quite a bit. This has been going on for quite a while. Don't know how much gas has been in that truck earlier on. A lot of officers, deputies, right behind them. Take a look. A lot of doors have popped open. It gives you an idea what's going through these deputies' minds. They're getting ready. There you go. His door open as well. He's joining the pack. Basically, he's just kind of coasting, hands out. You know, this is the type of thing, you've risked so many lives all along, and now all of a sudden you're just going to comply. Letting his truck, just letting it kind of roll to an end out here south on Pacific Coast Highway, right by Lakewood Boulevard. Now all of a sudden he just wants to give it up. And you can see hands out, deputies, guns out. This is no joke. After a chase like that, they're going to want to bring this thing to an end. Obviously, he's complying, at least doing what they're telling him. If not, maybe he's done this many times before. This is not a new trick for him. But deputies, they got their guns out. The truck has finally stopped. The driver out, now walking on the street backwards towards the deputies. But what a chase this afternoon. Gone through so many counties, so many areas, and just to see this guy get out and basically go into custody. Definitely, and you know, Sandra, you know, looking back on this whole thing, obviously that truck made some contact with a couple of other vehicles out there. So people, obviously the public was definitely affected. It was very interesting to watch from a media perspective how the law enforcement handled this chase. Basically earlier on, extremely high speeds, crazy driving, and how they did. They backed off for a little bit, giving this guy the opportunity to basically just give himself up, and he didn't. And the chase continued. Deputies now from multiple stations, it's what's called clearing the vehicle, making sure nobody else is in there. But Juan, Sandra, you just got to think how many people affected this afternoon, how many close calls, and of course, that's a stolen vehicle. Somebody's going to be getting their car back. Definitely, and into putting so many lives at risk. And, you know, obviously that's the big question is for what? You know, deputies out there obviously doing some fist pumps, some pats on the back, and a lot of that is because there's so much coordination going on. Sometimes we just watch and we just see the parts that we see on that little box, be it your multimedia or at home on television, but there's so much going on behind the scenes, so many deputies trying to keep so many of the public safe, a lot of coordination, street names, etc. going around. So nobody was injured, and that is something to be very thankful for, and I'm sure that's what the deputies are basically happy about this afternoon as we see some of those high fives. This coming to an end finally in the Long Beach area. We don't see any of the Long Beach PD in the picture, but it wasn't their pursuit. This was a Sheriff's Department pursuit. They may be in the area basically blocking traffic. They obviously know the chase has come to an end. This person, we haven't seen a weapon. They were talking, Juan brought it up earlier on as well, they were talking about possibly something being thrown out of the vehicle. They did recover it. The deputies did stop. They looked, they know the area, and they did a search. As we don't know if it was a weapon, but we did understand earlier on, possibly armed driver of a stolen vehicle. So they had to follow this thing. They had to bring it to this type of end. Deputies are out here right now. One dangerous suspect in custody. Nobody, no officers, no deputies, no public hurt this afternoon. All right, copy. Yeah, oh, definitely. And, you know, right now the truck, my guess is that it's going to be the vehicle probably ran out of gas. I don't see that guy making a big change of a heart after all that he was going on. The vehicle coming to a stop out here, they're going to have to push that off the side of the road. You can see the number of deputies basically searching the vehicle right now, looking for any type of anything in there. And if there was a weapon, they're going to have to check it. They're going to go through every place they could possibly have placed that weapon. This coming to an end out here very close to Lakewood and the, it's on Pacific Coast Highway, very close to the traffic circle, that big traffic circle if you are in the area. You saw the air unit overhead that played such an integral part in this chase earlier this afternoon, that green and gold helicopter. If you see that overhead, you know that those are your deputies from the Sheriff's Department, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department overhead, keeping an eye on what's going on. They were over this thing for the longest time, but then they were trying new tactics, and they basically backed off, hoping that this driver would give it up. But he didn't, and he kept on driving. He kept on driving erratically, got into the Fullerton area. Right now, though, one suspect in custody, no injuries. Car came to a stop out here in the Long Beach area on Pacific Coast Highway. I need water. All right. Just keep the shot. Copy all. That's loud. Well, we have a lot of highlights and so many I couldn't even begin to guess what they're showing you. Erratic driving, a big truck stolen, and in some traffic and tight